Now let's get to three big developing stories out of Washington. President Trump paused military aid to Ukraine in its war against Russia.
And breaking overnight, President Trump's tariffs against Canada, China, and Mexico went into effect. And this morning, some countries have already fired back. And
later today, the president is set to make his joint address to Congress. We have team coverage of these big stories. And Matt, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, Danita, we're digging into President Trump's order to pause military aid to Ukraine. The move comes after a contentious White House meeting, you may remember, between President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. A White House official says they are committed to peace and that they are pausing the order to review the aid and to be sure it is contributing to a solution. Well, Ukraine has not responded up to this point to that news. Meantime, overnight, Canada and China responded to tariffs put in place. Candace picks up that part of the story.
Yes, Matt, so overnight, the Trump administration's tariffs against Mexico, China, and Canada went into effect with the goal to stop the flow of fentanyl and illegal immigration. Now, Canada and China have already fired back with retaliatory tariffs. China announced an additional 15% tariff on some goods starting Monday, and Canada vowed tariffs up to 25%. Mexico is expected to announce its response later today. The three countries together accounted for more than 40% of total U.S. imports last year and are also its top three export markets. Danita?
Well, all of these developments come as President Trump is preparing to deliver a speech to a joint session of Congress tonight. And a local nonprofit leader will be there to fight against budget cuts.
The fact is, for every one meal distributed by a food bank, 10 meals are made possible by SNAP. We simply cannot afford cuts to that program.
Greater Cleveland Food Bank CEO Kristen Warzoka about advocating for SNAP or supplemental nutrition assistance programs. She will be a guest of Democratic Congresswoman Shontel Brown tonight. Brown says she is bringing her to put a face to proposed budget cuts to the Agriculture Committee, which oversees the Greater Cleveland Food Bank. NBC News will be covering President Trump's joint address to Congress live tonight, 9 o'clock. You can watch it right here on News 3.